Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Boho Book Club. Today I'll be discussing the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, written by Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was an American writer and lecturer, and the developer of courses in self-improvement, salesmanship, corporate training, public speaking, and interpersonal skills. How to Win Friends and Influence People was first published in 1936 and has sold more than 30 million copies since then. The book teaches us techniques for gaining popularity, persuading others, and influencing people in a non-offensive way. The book provides reliable guidance that has helped numerous individuals achieve success in both their personal and professional realms, thereby making it a perennial bestseller. Through this book, Dale Carnegie's enduring principles will help you achieve your potential in today's complex and competitive world. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. To be liked by others, avoid criticizing them. Once, renowned airplane test pilot Bob Hoover's aircraft suffered engine failure while returning from a San Diego air show. He managed to land the plane skillfully, rescuing the passengers, but the airplane suffered severe damages. It was later discovered that jet fuel was mistakenly filled into the World War II propeller plane, resulting in its engine failure. At the airport, Hoover saw the same mechanic who had made the mistake. The young man wept, aware of Hoover's anger over losing his pricey airplane and the peril faced by the trio on board. So how did Hoover deal with the mechanic? Did he go blind with rage? Scold him? Criticize him? Not at all. Hoover requested the same mechanic to service his plane the next day as a sign of trust in the mechanic's improved knowledge. Perhaps Hoover's kindness stemmed from B.F. Skinner's discovery that rewarding good behavior is more effective than punishing bad behavior in animal training. Criticism doesn't prompt people to change as they're mostly emotionally driven, not solely by reason. Your criticism will not be heard by the person you criticize. Instead, they'll perceive an attack and instinctively resist it. Also, criticizing others may provide temporary relief, but ultimately, it will damage your likability. To criticize is simple, but displaying patience and forgiveness towards others for their faults and limitations requires inner strength. To gain others' approval, understand their actions, tolerate their faults, and refrain from public criticism. Part 2. To get others to do things for you. Regularly appreciate and make them feel valued. People crave appreciation and compliments from others, which strongly influences their behavior. Our desire for validation drives us to achieve great feats. Everyone desires significance and recognition. However, appreciation can be shown without bestowing a fancy title. Use basic expressions such as, "thank you," and "I'm sorry," along with genuine compliments. Avoid insincere praise, as it is easily detected. Shift your focus from yourself to the good aspects of the person in front of you. Ensure to make the other person feel significant. Adopt Emerson's approach. View everyone as possessing unique qualities that exceed your own, allowing for opportunities to gain knowledge from others. Follow the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Show appreciation to others and see how it positively impacts them. You'll soon be well liked and enjoyable to work with. Not only that, you will also positively impact the lives of those around you. Part 3. Smiling is crucial for making a positive first impression. A smile can have a significant impact. We tend to like people who smile at us when we first meet them. A baby's smile and a dog wagging its tail can make us feel warm and fuzzy inside. Similarly, smiling is an instant way to make yourself likable to someone. Your joy upon meeting them invariably evokes a joyful reaction from them. Smiling not only benefits us but also leads to positive emotions. As psychologists have discovered that the relationship between smiling and positive emotions works both ways. Trying to whistle, sing or hum a tune can make you smile more and feel happier even if you are not in the mood initially. Just act as if you're already cheerful and you'll notice a change in your mood soon. Part 4. One's name is the most pleasant sound to an individual. Remember and frequently use people's names to gain their favor. Listen carefully and confirm the name the first time it is mentioned by asking for repetition or spelling. Repeating it to the person several times helps to associate it with them. When alone, write it down to remember better. For example, Theodore Roosevelt greeted all his staff members by their names, which made him popular among them. He purposefully allocated time to actively listen and recall their words for future reference. This way, he demonstrated his gratitude and reaped greater rewards as a result. Part 5. To be interesting, listen and show genuine interest in others. Be interested in others to make yourself interesting. A good listener who encourages us to talk about ourselves is beloved by all. People love talking about themselves, so they feel happy when they find someone who shares this interest. Listen more, talk less to become more likable and interesting. Inquire about others and prompt them to share extensively. People don't listen to each other because they're too focused on what they themselves want to say. Listening involves concentrating entirely on the person speaking, thereby demonstrating genuine interest. This approach offers significant benefits. For instance, Sigmund Freud was renowned for his ability to listen attentively. He had a talent for making people feel at ease, enabling them to disclose their deepest emotions and experiences. On the other hand, talking excessively about oneself, disregarding others' opinions, and interrupting them will make you instantly unlikable because it suggests self-centeredness. Instead, inquire about the other person's achievements and personal interests to encourage them to engage in meaningful conversation with you and establish a strong bond. Part 6. Consider others' desires and discuss their important topics to win them over. To get someone to do something, consider how to make them want to do it. Speak about their interests to win their favor. People like those who talk about things they care about, like their work, hobbies, or wealth. Take Theodore Roosevelt as an instance. He always read about the other person's interests before meeting them. So, to gain someone's favor, talk about what matters to them. To listen to more interesting summaries, please subscribe to my channel. Part 7. Avoid arguments as they are unwinnable. Engaging in arguments is not worthwhile. Failure in argumentation results in loss. Winning may not lead to true victory, as the other person's injured pride may result in resentment towards you. Usually, arguing only reinforces the other person's opinion. Prevention is the sole remedy for such conflicts. When facing opposition to your ideas, don't argue to defend them, but welcome the disagreement as a chance to gain a new perspective. Also, don't trust your initial response as it is typically a defensive instinct. Most importantly, don't lose your temper, no matter what. Give your opponent a chance to express their thoughts without opposition and commit to reviewing them meticulously. Focus on common ground and acknowledge your errors without hesitation. This will decrease your opponent's defensive behavior. Then, thank your opponent. You can consider them as a caring friend who wants to assist you in reaching the correct conclusion. Lastly, propose to reconvene later for further reflection. Reflect on your opponent's viewpoint and the effectiveness of your reaction during the break. You can avoid unnecessary arguments by remembering these points. Part 8. Avoid expressing that someone is wrong to prevent resentment. Correcting someone implies superiority. You're disrespecting their opinions, so they'll retaliate because it's a direct blow to their self-esteem. Being humble and open-minded can effectively prompt others to re-evaluate their views. For example, instead of saying, "You're wrong," or "This is not correct," you could try saying, "I might be wrong, but I remember it a little differently," or, perhaps, "You're right, but maybe we can go through the details once more." By phrasing your disagreement in this way, you increase your chances of the other person being receptive to your views without any initial resistance or resentment. Luck and a gentle approach can convert adversaries into supporters, enabling you to alter their views rapidly. Part 9. Admit your mistakes immediately. We all make mistakes. However, when someone is about to criticize you, to take away their power, confess your errors up front. Admitting your mistake changes the situation as the other person won't be able to criticize you and boost their self-esteem. To feel important now, they must forgive you instead of attacking you. So, admit your mistake with enthusiasm next time. You'll get better outcomes and avoid defending yourself if the other person points out your mistake. Part 10. Start friendly and get agreement as much as possible to be more convincing. Starting in a friendly way can be more persuasive than using aggressive or hostile tactics, so use friendliness to achieve your goals. An effective persuasion technique involves obtaining a positive response from people at the beginning. Emphasize agreement and elicit yes responses from the other person. Achieving a series of positive responses creates an inertia that makes it difficult to change direction. On the other hand, avoid prompting the other person to say no, as retracting this statement can be difficult. Begin on a positive note by asking a gentle question to elicit a yes response when correcting someone. Part 11. Begin changing others by praising them and consistently continuing to praise. Praise makes hearing unpleasant things easier, like lathering before a shave. Remember this when requesting change from someone. Don't just stop at the first compliment. Offer consistent praise and encouragement for every minor development they achieve. This will provide motivation and simplify the desired change for them. Here, the author talks about Keith Roper, a print shop owner. One day, Roper observed excellent print material made by a recent staff member. However, the new employee had a bad attitude, and Roper was considering firing him. But now, Roper could compliment the employee with sincerity. He didn't simply state that the work was satisfactory, but elaborated on the reasons behind its superiority and its significance for the organization. As a result, the young man's work ethic shifted to being dependable and committed. People thrive with encouragement, not criticism. Be lavish with your compliments when trying to alter someone's behavior. Part 12. Indirectly point out mistakes and start by admitting your own errors. Indirectly pointing out errors increases receptiveness to change. In such cases, minor alterations to your words can suffice. For instance, instead of criticizing your child's math scores, offer encouragement by suggesting continuous efforts to improve it while acknowledging their good overall grades. Start by discussing your own mistakes for a more receptive audience, in addition to avoiding the direct approach. For example, Clarence Zerhusen didn't ask his 15-year-old son David to quit smoking when he found out about it. Instead, Zerhusen shared his personal experience of starting smoking at a young age and becoming highly addicted to nicotine, making it extremely difficult for him to quit. By admitting his own mistake initially, Zerhusen was able to change his son David's mind, and David never smoked again. Conclusion. Smiling, listening, and recalling names of others can make you more likable. Express genuine appreciation and discuss their priorities to fulfill their craving. Do not criticize others or argue to achieve your desired outcome. To facilitate change, generously acknowledge progress and encourage it with praise. Publicly acknowledge your errors while subtly addressing the errors of others. Follow these simple yet profound tips and transform yourself into an admirable and influential person. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your likes, comments, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.